Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to La Manera, the place where we grow together one step at a time. Now, I know it's been a while since my last video, but truth be told, I've been swamped with work. But behind the scenes, I have been carving out time to brainstorm and create videos for y'all. This way, I can share the value of my ideas with you. And today, we're going to be diving deep into a concept that's as challenging as it is liberating. And this concept, this idea, is that you have to separate to elevate. Hit that subscribe button if you're ready for a journey to the next level for both your personal and professional life. Now let's jump right in. Every great journey starts with a single step. What if I told you that sometimes the most crucial step is actually a step away? That's right. Sometimes to truly elevate our lives, we need to separate ourselves from these things that are holding us back. It could be habits, environments, or even relationships that don't serve our highest purpose or our highest good. So let me break it down. That way everyone can track along with me and you can truly see the value in separating to elevate. So we all have them. Habits. Some are good, like reading daily or exercising, but others not so much. The first step to separate to elevate is identifying those habits that keep you anchored to your current state. Ask yourself, does this bring me closer to who I want to be? If the answer is no, it's time to make a change. And you've got to start by taking one small thing away. You've got to start small. Swap out one bad habit for a positive one and watch the transformation begin. And the reason it is so important to start small is because this video, it's not for those who have the ironclad mindset of who's going to carry the boats and the logs. This is not that type of content. This is for the general population of people that I know struggle with the same things I do, that struggle with the same thing everyone else struggles with. Because, truth be told, a lot of us, we are wasting our lives away with lots of these unproductive habits. So, start by taking one small thing away, such as junk food, or TikTok, or arguably a big thing, but porn. Porn, I would actually suggest completely eliminating. But something like TikTok, I suggest you start small. But if you're the type of person that can't moderate and doesn't have a sense of moderation, take it away completely. Uninstall the app. But if you're someone who can decide, okay, if I get off at 5 and I'm at home at 5:30, I'll watch TikTok for 30 minutes, I'll get off the phone at 6. If you can do that and actually stick to it, then by all means, watch your 30 minutes of TikTok a night. It's a form of entertainment, and I'm not going to knock against it. But if you're someone who mindlessly scrolls TikTok, mindlessly wastes time, then I do truly suggest that you just delete the app in its entirety. Because what a lot of people don't understand about our brain is the reason we have these lapses in time where it's like, why is today going by so slow? Or why has today been going by so quickly? Part of the thing that contributes to this idea is the activation of the frontal cortex. The frontal cortex is responsible for controlling your identity and kind of knowing where you're at, right? It's your part of reason. So when your frontal cortex, the activation levels are lower, there's less electricity flowing through it, right? There's less activity. What's going to happen is time is going to fly by quicker because you're not as aware of where you are. Whereas if it's hyper elevated, where you're very involved in using it, then time is going to go by slower. So that's why it's important that we replace bad habits with good habits. Because when you watch TikTok and you mindlessly scroll, that's going to deactivate your frontal cortex, and it's going to cause time to fly by. So then you end up getting on TikTok, and then you look down at your phone and it's 8 o'clock and you're like, what the fuck? How did 3 hours just pass? But as bad as that sounds, you can inverse it to work for you. If you can start getting infatuated with your work, you can start getting super involved and hit that state of flow, then you can begin to work and it feel like you didn't even have a work day. You can go into work and then you look down and you're like, it's already 2 o'clock. I only got a couple hours left in the day. And a lot of people, the reason that they struggle with that is because they are using social media platforms such as TikTok, which makes it hard for them to have good brain activation while they're working, because they're essentially frying their brain while watching TikTok and porn and eating junk food. But again, this is for the general population that maybe can't completely eliminate all of those things, but they can reduce those things. So start small. Once again, if you're drinking soda every day, maybe, don't stop drinking soda in its entirety, because, dude, soda's good. I like drinking soda. But maybe drink 1 soda a week or 2 sodas a week. But don't drink it every day, 3 times a day, because that's going to negatively impact you. And again, same thing with TikTok. I'm not saying that you completely have to eliminate it, but you cannot be that person that gets on it and doesn't have a plan. You cannot use these things mindlessly. You have to be mindful when using these things. And that's really what I try to teach on this channel, is being mindful and being in your present moment. Because by being in your present moment, you open yourself up to a lot more opportunity. And that kind of leads me into my next idea, which is our environment shapes us more than we think. From our physical space to the online communities we're a part of. If your environment isn't uplifting, it's time to reevaluate. That's why I truly believe that if you're watching this video, you are part of a good environment. You are in a good community. This La Manera is a community where we grow together as a team. We grow together and we provide each other insights and values. So you have to choose the right people, the right environment, the right community to surround yourself with, because spaces and people that reflect the version of you that you aspire to be. But remember, change doesn't happen overnight, but a single decision to shift your surroundings can dramatically alter your path. It's about making that change, cleaning your room. I'll kind of go over this briefly. I did a presentation back in college for public speaking, and it was about cleaning your room. Cleaning your room seems like something really subtle, but what a lot of people don't understand is there's a lot of psychology and stuff behind cleaning your room. If you clean your room, there is scientific evidence that shows that you are going to be a more effective worker, because not only is it eliminating the things like, not being able to find what you need, but just mentally, your brain, it's a reflection of your environment. So if you have a cluttered environment, you have a cluttered mind. Your brain doesn't have the same way to bucket each of your thoughts and ideas into its own portion of your brain, because in your real life, your personal life, in your world, right, your physical, you're just throwing stuff wherever. So your brain sees that and it's like, okay, I don't actually need to bucket my ideas or separate them at all, because clearly we're doing just fine and we're throwing stuff wherever we want. So there's kind of a psychological aspect to it. Now, I'm no psychologist, but just trust me on that one. Trust me, bro. But again, the change doesn't happen overnight, and that's why you've got to make a single decision to shift the surroundings. Maybe, you can't keep a perfectly clean room. Maybe you're not a perfectionist and you cannot do that. But at least fucking put your clothes in the hamper, right? At least you make your bed in the morning. Do the small things first, and it'll all work itself out in the end. And the final one, the toughest one of them all, and it kind of relates back to the old one of environments, but you've got to separate yourself from relationships. They can be the source of the greatest joys, and I understand that, but they can also be the source of our deepest sorrows. To elevate, we must honestly assess which relationships help us grow and which ones hold us back. It's not about cutting people out of your life ruthlessly and, becoming a monk. It's not about that. It's about setting healthy boundaries for your growth and theirs. By having a backbone, it allows you to go down the path you want. When you don't have a backbone, when you don't have boundaries, when you don't have healthy relationships, ultimately it goes back to the idea of being mindless. You aren't walking down your path, you're walking down everyone else's path. And everyone else's path is different, so you're never making any progress because you're constantly getting switched on which path you're going down. And that's why you have to remember, separating to elevate doesn't mean you're leaving people behind. It means you're leading the way forward with your own path for yourself and potentially for them too. Because a lot of people, again, the general population, they have a lot of bad habits, and I would not trust a lot of them to lead me and guide me. So you have to lead them and guide them. And instead of walking down their path where they're making bad habits and bad decisions, lead them down your path where you're making good decisions and you can elevate both yourself and everyone else around you. So separating to elevate is about making intentional choices for your ultimate well-being. It's about being brave enough to leave the familiar for the extraordinary. What step will you take today to elevate your life? Share your thoughts and plans in the comments below. Your journey could inspire someone else to make that leap too. If you found value in today's message, give us a like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss another step on this journey to elevate together and make small changes one step at a time. Remember, change starts with you, but it doesn't end there. Spread the message, share the video, and let's create a movement of elevation together. Peace.